Walker Season 2 ended on a seemingly triumphant note. Walker, his brother Liam, and friend Trey Barnett went on a morning run ahead of a graduation party for Walker's daughter Stella. The lawman was abducted. The Walker family involved in a large manhunt to find the missing lawman and those responsible for his disappearance, while Walker learned more about his captors and that he was imprisoned alongside a reporter. A spectral vision of Walker's late wife, Emily, appears to give her husband advice, with Walker discovering a note written in code by another prisoner. Between rounds of torture, Walker learns his fellow hostage is an investigative reporter, and before she is taken away, he deduces that they are being detained in a hospital. Frustrated and determined to rescue his brother, Liam sets out to continue the search on his own, and Trey begins yet another investigation himself. Liam reveals he was ambushed by the kidnappers in a parking garage, with Walker worried about the rest of their family and friends as their situation becomes increasingly more dire. Walker is taken to meet the leader of his kidnappers, who want him to join their cause, identifying themselves as anarchists looking to topple the Rangers from within after judging them as corrupt. Walker steadfastly refuses this demand, prompting the kidnappers to systematically torture Liam to force him to acquiesce. Realizing the kidnappers will murder Liam to further their goals, Walker and his brother manage to escape from their cell and free their fellow captive Julia. James and Cassie arrive just in time to rescue Liam and Julia from the remaining kidnappers, while Walker manages to make it outside safely. Free at last, the Texas Ranger properly introduces himself to Julia as he reunites with his friends. Unaware of what has transpired with his children in the interim, Walker sets out to find his family, wounded but alive from the harrowing ordeal. As the Walker family grows accustomed to Stella's decision not to leave for college, Walker gives his daughter a part-time job at the side step while she figures out what she wants to do with her life. As Walker is welcomed back to active duty and Trey Barnett formally joins the Texas Rangers, Captain Larry James assigns them to investigate a group of serial horse thieves targeting federal facilities and releasing the horses in the wild. Walker and Liam confront their shared trauma directly by visiting the site where they were both captured and tortured by the anarchists. He recounts that their captors led him to believe they had killed Walker and forced him to bury the body. Even months after learning this was a lie, Liam is still traumatized by that belief that his brother was dead. After learning about Kevin's situation from Cassie and Trey, Walker investigates an abandoned refinery where they suspect the nerve agent is being stored by the anarchists. Walker confronts an anarchist working on the nerve agent and is nearly murdered until Liam kills the man to save his brother. Liam recognizes the terrorist as the man who lied to him in captivity. The two brothers fully reconcile over not only their shared trauma, but how they have each lived their lives as adults. Stella has avoided contact with her family since moving in with Colton, with the young couple focusing on assisting at local food drives for the underprivileged. After a fractious Thanksgiving dinner, Walker and his son discover Abby passed out in the yard, with a layer of snow falling over her, with Bonham finding his wife shortly thereafter as August leaves to get the truck. The family takes Abby to the hospital, where she is diagnosed with a mild stroke. After Abby and Bonham have a heart-to-heart about her recovery, Bonham privately discloses to Walker that he should think about moving him and August out, not out of resentment, but just to get his own house in order. Walker mounts an investigation after receiving a package left at his doorstep by an unknown source, while additional terrorists appear to remain at large. Walker decides to work with Julia to investigate the package. Julia's research indicates that the anarchist group, a paramilitary organization known as Grey Flag, may be linked to Marines who served alongside Walker during his time in Afghanistan. When Julia begins reviewing the personnel files of other Marines in Walker's unit, she finds several have died abruptly. That night, Walker and Julia move to Tommy's suspected home off the grid. Tommy is prepared for them and claims that he sent the package to Walker to get his attention because their unit is being systematically hunted down and killed. Walker and Cassie are surprised when Captain James and Trey arrive on the scene, quickly identifying the man who tried to kill Cassie as Trey's contact in Grey Flag. James and Trey come clean about working undercover to expose and dismantle Grey Flag before they escalate their domestic terror activities nationwide. Walker and Julia find a hidden flash drive at a drop spot containing more information about Grey Flag, with the two discussing Walker's military past and his old unit in Afghanistan while waiting to finish the decryption process. As the two commiserate over traumas from their past, they grow closer, progressing into outright romance as they give in to the mounting tension between them. Trey manages to save Lana's life. then takes her and the briefcase to a remote gray flag installation where the terrorists are impressed by his effectiveness and quick thinking. Returning to the FBI safe house where Cassie is recovering, Trey demands that he proceed with the operation alone, and the Rangers agree. Reviewing footage from the drive, they also learn Walker's old war buddy faked his death in Afghanistan. Walker follows Cooper, as he claims to be back in Austin for his mother's funeral and says he faked his death for the chance at a fresh start, but Walker remains unconvinced. After this line of questioning, Cooper gets Walker to drop his guard and turns the tables on him, handcuffing him to the cabin before going to confront Gray Flag himself. After Lana briefs Captain James and Cassie, they also move to intercept Gray Flag before they can launch their intended attack. But when they observe the terrorist organization from a safe distance, everyone is shocked when the group's leader is revealed to be Kevin. After Cassie informs Walker that Kevin is the leader of Gray Flag, Walker arrives back at his family's ranch to learn that Kevin has taken August under his wing and is having him speak at a mayoral event celebrating Walker's service, after Kevin tacitly threatens August while privately speaking with Walker about the ceremony. Walker learns from Julia that Kevin is setting him up to appear as the leader of Gray Flag, complete with donations from Gray Flag's front organizations to the Walker family's newly launched horse therapy project. Back at the site, Trey realizes that Kevin knew he was an undercover mole all along. The presumed explosives are fake. Real explosives planted in Julia's car to destroy the FBI safe house, killing Julia and leaving Walker to mourn her as Kevin makes his getaway. The mayor is in critical condition and 7 people have been killed, largely FBI agents and investigative reporter Julia Johnson, because of Gray Flag's funding the Walker family's horse therapy program and Walker's independent research into Gray Flag. He becomes the subject of an FBI manhunt. Trey and Cassie's investigation links Gray Flag to a local billionaire tycoon who has an airfield on the outskirts of Austin. Realizing Gray Flag leader Kevin Golden is on his way there to make his escape. While Bonham secures the perimeter, Walker confronts Kevin in the hangar alone, revealing that he learned Kevin was targeting him and his family because Cooper is his older brother, and he blamed Walker for losing Cooper in Afghanistan. Cooper saves Bonham from some of Kevin's gunmen outside before facing his brother, with Kevin visibly shocked that Cooper was alive all along. Cooper apologizes to Kevin for abandoning him for decades and tries to convince him to and turn himself in for all he's done. Incensed, Kevin tries to shoot Walker, but Cooper takes the bullet for his old friend. Kevin tries to take off in a small plane, only for Walker to intercept him with a motorcycle. As Kevin stops to finish off Walker, he is shot and killed by Cassie. The resulting investigation and testimony from a recovering Cooper clears Walker's name, but Cassie and Trey's friendship remains seriously ruptured. As the Walker family readies the ranch for Larry's wedding, Larry receives an offer from the FBI for Walker and Cassie Perez because of their outstanding service taking down Gray Flag. Walker is shocked by August and Stella approaching him separately about their plans of the future. Stella is enrolling in a local college and August intends to enlist in the military. Walker officiates Larry and Kelly's wedding ceremony. Cassie admits to Trey Barnett that she will accept the FBI's offer. They acknowledge their deep friendship in the face of Cassie, leaving Austin for an indeterminate amount of time. Taking some time to think about what August told him, Walker informs his son he has his blessing to join the military, insisting he finish high school before enlistment. But returning to Jerry Browsard's home after the reception, Stella and Sadie discover it's been trashed by an intruder, who's still on the premises. In the ensuing struggle, the intruder is shot while scuffling with Stella and unmasked as Whit, a boy from the frat party the girls attended earlier in the season. Retrieving Liam to help them deal with the presumably incapacitated Whit, the three discover he has disappeared. Quietly growing jealous of Jesse, the man who has helped Jerry take care of Sadie. Ever since her arrival, Walker admits his feelings for her at the wedding after party. The happy moment is interrupted by a follow-up call from Luna, who confirms that a suspicious substance was discovered in Holly Miller's body. After learning this troubling news, Walker tells Jerry that a serial killer he and Larry pursued appears to have resurfaced and may be ready to strike again. Season 3 concludes with more questions than answers. These mysteries and more fuel anticipation for the action-packed Season 4. Hope you enjoy this recap. See you in the next one, Flicks and TV.